Okay, got the Jagoffs here again with a review. This time we're looking at a card game, a little one here from Fantasy Flight, called Masques. I'm Ron Prysak.
I'm Sam Green.
Alright.
Got a game of intrigue and deception.
Yeah, it's
coming for you here.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting. It's got a Italian Renaissance theme happening here. Definitely Renaissance, but it's surprising for the size of this box. It's surprising the game that you get. So we'll show it to you, and we'll come back and let you know. Okay, this here is the setup for the card game Masques. You set this up, and the idea is this outer square of cards represents the palace. There's a special card here with a door. This just simply goes in the corner, and the palace is created in this square with a card's width in between each card.
See, right there in the corner is the Z door, the little door.
And every other card either has an influence token or a ducat token, which is the money of the game. The players represent one of four families. We have a family here, and I'm not even going to begin to try, though they're not that terribly hard, I'm not going to bother with the names, but we have a purple, red, or I'm sorry, actually this is more of a pink, red. So this is like a pinkish purple, red, here's like a bluish purple, so maybe it is whatever. And a green.
If you're colorblind.
Yes. The yellow is sort of a NPC family that gets played in there so as to kind of mess with the players. And the idea is that these families are fighting for influence with one of five factions. And we have things like the guards and the vintners and the clergy and such, the bankers, the scribes. So we have these factions that the families are trying to influence. The players will get the family cards dealt to them, and then there's a drafting mechanic where you pick one of the cards and pass the rest of the hand to the next player, and so on and so forth until everyone has used up all the cards. Play then begins with placing a card in one of these empty spots, which are called hallways. Okay, and hopefully you can get your family cards in hallways where you want them. And so it's possible that you may be, say, the green family, but it is completely possible, though fairly unlikely, that you may not even have any of the green family in your hand. But at the same time, you're most likely then controlling the cards of your opponents. And each one of these cards ranges in an influence value from 2 to 4, and 4 being the highest. So when these are placed, if say the red is here with their 4, and we have the bluish purple here at 2, once all these are filled in, you'll start from the door going around clockwise and determining who gets the token between them. And in this case, red being a 4 is going to win the token that's between these two cards. And you'll do that all the way around. Okay? So gaining this token would allow you to, everyone will have one of these cards, go from the 0 to flip this over, and now you have one influence with the clergy. And the same thing could happen where if this were over here, red would get the ducat, okay, and have that money to spend. So in subsequent rounds, you'll have money which can be used to buy these agents. Now agents all have a influence of 1, which means that they will be placed in a hallway, but whoever is in that opposite hallway is almost certain to win, although another agent will make nothing happen. And the agents have various abilities. The guard allows you to place the guard, and then in an adjacent hallway, if there is an influence card of a family member, you can boot it out and move it to another empty hallway. The courtesan does something similar, whereas it simply moves from one adjacent to the other adjacent, and so forth. And then the assassin allows you to kill a family member, which is simply flipping it over, rendering its influence as a 0.
That's the best part of the game.
Yeah.
To kill someone.
The fifth yellow family is a neutral family, and so when they are placed, if they win the decision between the hallways, nothing happens. They don't. No one gets a ducat or an influence token. So the first person to gain 1 influence in the 5 factions, or at least 1 in all 5 factions, or someone who gains 4 influence with 1 faction wins the game. And that's it. The Masques card game.
Alright, after the little explanation there, time for a little review time. With this game, played it for the first time the other night, very likable. Again, not too much I can say negative about it. You know, even if I was nitpicking, really, I mean, I don't care too much about the theme. I sort of genericify, if that's a word there, I don't make up the games I like to play just to sort of simplify it. But you know, it's a good game. You can play with a bunch of people.
It's the strategy.
I like the strategy more than the overall theme. But you know, if you don't like the theme, well, so what? But you'll like the mechanics.
The strategy was really, and I did not initially understand when I was going to be a family. I just figured I had my family and I was going to play them down. I didn't quite realize until I really read the instructions that we would have that draft where we would have a mixture of all the families in our hand, which just added to the strategy, because then you could play someone's low influence card somewhere and kind of work it, you know. So if you saw maybe your high influence, your 4 card go down, you could use 2 of anything in your hand, you know, and hopefully somebody else's.
And then using some of the extra cards here, I don't know what
the agents.
The agents here, you could do different maneuvers like kill someone off or switch hallways or spots. A lot of cool little interactive things to add to the game. That it's not just you're not just placing 1 card and then tallying something. You can actually do a little maneuvering to try to help benefit your family.
Yeah, and they were nice with having the 1 so that you could all. I know that I thought about if I saw my low 2 influence family member come out somewhere, and if it was possible to have an empty hallway next to them, I had thought just buy an agent, put it in there, and then I can win, you know, whatever tokens there, because the 1 and the 2s. Yeah.
And yeah, simple to keep score. Get 1 of each share, or be a first person to 4 and 1. Good game.
Yeah, that's a good one for
I mean, little game too.
Yeah, for what you get. I mean, there's a lot of game here. I think.
Yeah.
A lot of game.
So
definitely recommend.
All right, go pick up Masques. Later.
See you later.